David was almost stabbed to death in episode 10, and now he's being hurt once again. He does not deserve this. We're talking about that and so much more right now.
I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Welcome back, everyone. We're finally back after too many weeks of being apart. I did not like that, but we're here again. We're here. I'm your host, Karla, and I'm joined by only one of my panelists today, but it's okay. We got this, girl, Hailey.
Hey, guys.
There's so much to jump into today. We have episodes 11 and 12. I'm just happy to know that David is alive, so we'll get into all of that. We have some news and gossip for everyone, our special segment, and we're going to do some predictions for the season finale of Evil. It's going to be good. But before we do all of that, what are some of your overall thoughts, Hailey?
These 2 episodes really stressed me out. I don't like David being in trouble because he's my favorite.
Yeah.
So he still looks good, though.
Can he ever look bad is the question of the day.
No.
I feel like these episodes, I never know what's real, what's not.
Oh, for sure.
It's just, I feel like I'm always missing something, and I don't know.
Yeah, I feel really stupid watching this show because I know there's like a bigger picture here, but we don't have enough time to analyze it because we come right in here after we watch it. So if we miss anything, I'm so sorry.
Let us know in the comments. I feel like every week someone goes into the comments and just lets us know what it is.
And I actually like it, though. It makes the show better.
Yeah, it's great. And even then, it's like, there's like all these new monsters now. It's like, are they real? And now there's a massacre that apparently did really happen in Africa. You had mentioned before. So we're going to jump into all of that. But let's start with episode 11. So at the end of episode 10, right before we took our break, we see that David is what it looked like at the time stabbed to death.
Yeah.
I had a feeling he wasn't going to die. We can't lose the main character.
We can't lose him.
Impossible. Unless
Who
you
would
find
I
the
watch?
rhymes. So now we see that he's alive, and the suspect is Ghana, which happens to be one of his old clients or one of the people that he had worked with 6 months prior. During his stay at the hospital, what did you think was true? What did you think wasn't? Because there was just so many things that went on.
I thought like his roommate or like whatever the heck that they call it in the hospitals was real. Like I thought he was there and he was just a little bit crazy.
Yeah.
And I liked him.
No, yeah, his name was Harlan.
Yeah.
I for sure thought he was real, but then David would like fall asleep, have these dreams, wake up, and then he dreamt that he didn't have any legs, and then we wake up, he has legs. He
was super high.
Yes. So it's like a part of it was, I think a lot of like the delusion came with the drugs. Mm-hmm. The one thing I 100% am certain is real is a nurse.
That nurse is not it at all. I do not like her.
That just makes me think, like, are there nurses really doing that to us?
I thought they were, like, at first I thought it was, like, a racial thing at first, just because with, like, black people and like, how they're treated in hospitals.
Harlan said that. He said that minorities die a lot more because the negligence is there.
I was like, is she going to kill him? Because she was drugging him up so much.
And it was crazy because Harlan mentions, like, oh, you said your pain levels were at a 9. She wrote down a 2.
Yeah. So
she was really trying to drug him. Were you surprised that Kristen was able to catch on to him being in trouble?
Yeah, no, I wasn't, because we had to figure out like a way to get out of him being in the hospital, but I'm surprised he was able to write a note.
Yeah, how? He had mittens on at that point because he kept messing around with his IV. How he was even maybe aware enough to even like move his hand and be like, take this.
I would have been out of it.
But that nurse gave herself away.
Yeah.
She was creepy.
Not letting them go see him.
Yeah, that's weird. Or even following Kristen after she took the note. Like, that's creepy. If
like,
someone,
girl, go do your job.
Yeah. No, I 100% agree. And in that episode, we also see, so I don't know if you noticed this, but one of the people in his visions was a character in one of the previous episodes.
Yes.
Do you remember the girl that was a psychic in the nursery, but then she got taken away by ICE?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. She was in his visions. And then she was the one that had, one of her visions was the triangle that he kept having visions of in the past. And she was trying to hint at something, which we don't know yet, but hopefully we get the answers to. I feel like we've been knowing that all of these pieces go together, but the question is how.
Yeah, I'm happy to see her back because there was no way we were just never going to see her again. I'm just so curious on how this like all fits.
Yeah, that episode to me was, I didn't really understand it.
Me neither.
But then we also have another factor of that episode, which is the virtual reality glasses, which we knew were going to come back. So Ghana was creating the game that that Kristen's daughters were playing. So then for some reason they start piecing everything together, which I still don't know yet. But Rose 390, she's actually dangerous, I'm going to assume now. Yeah. And then Ben made like a virtual character trying to get Rose to show them like some space that opens some portal. There's so much like randomness to all of this.
Also, why did she keep the game? I just want to know like what enticed you to keep that terrible game?
Yeah.
I would have returned that sucker so quickly.
Me too. She was beyond creepy, but there's something to this. And then they get Judy, which was the ex Kristen, the current Kristen, the previous Kristen. Yeah. And the one thing I really caught on to when she came on the screen was how cautious she was of everything. I think the job really messed her up.
Oh, for sure.
And it kind of makes me worry for Kristen. But after I saw her act in episode 12 with Leland, I was like, oh no, she's got this.
Yeah, you saw his scar on his neck.
Yeah, she's a badass.
Yeah.
I love her. Well, let's jump into episode 12. So right at the beginning of this episode, we see a comedian. I didn't think he was that funny. Did you?
He was not funny at all. I was like, oh, okay, cool.
I was like, okay. And then there's a very attractive woman in the audience. They go home together.
That stressed me out so much.
Yes. I was like, is this what adults do? Do you just like meet someone?
You know, I'm barely an adult, so I don't know.
I'm asking the wrong person.
Yeah, you're asking the really wrong person. I don't do that.
I was just like, you just met this person and you're bringing them into your home? Like, that's all the red flags in the world to me.
Did he, like, taste something weird in his drink?
He seemed fine to me, but I may have missed that.
Because why did he ask, like, who are you? That scene creeped me out so much.
Yeah.
Because, like, you don't ask somebody that when you're at their house. You should know who that person is.
People are wild. I've heard some stories that aren't right.
Me too, but honestly, it's not worth my whole life.
Another red flag to me was when he took off his jacket and the gun fell out of it. If I was a girl and I'm inviting you to my home and the gun falls out of your jacket, no. And she played it well. She's like, I don't like guns in my home. I thought like she was just conservative, and it turns out she was trying to mug him the whole time.
Yo, she has knives.
She's wild.
Like a machete.
Did you catch the vibe from her from the beginning that she was going to be dangerous? Sonia is her name.
I caught it when he asked her, "Who are you?" and she was like, "I'm Sonia. Who are you?" That's when I was like, "Oh, she's gonna f some crap up." That scared me a little bit. I don't like when people are so calm that it creeps me out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like why are you so calm, cool, and collected?
Yeah.
I think the part that got me was when she was rehearsing his old stand-up. He's like, oh, I've been following you for forever, and she knew it line by line. And the look on his face just completely changed. We still don't know why. But he's like, oh, I need to go. And then she just knocks him out.
Usually we think of it as like the woman being in danger. Mm-hmm. I like how it was like kind of a twist. Really? It was interesting to see. I didn't love it, but it was interesting to see. Like I never think of like a man in danger in those situations.
But she got him good.
Oh, she got him real good.
She just had to be...
He's dead, so...
She just had to be seductive. And then she calls in David, which is my question. If you're trying to pull off something crazy, you're trying to... Clearly, she's out for revenge. She said she's not out for revenge. She was out for justice. Same thing. They equal the same thing if you're trying to... If you end up killing someone at the end.
Yeah.
Why do you think she reached out to David?
I don't know. Maybe because he's like... the like priest healer or whatever, like a spiritual guide. I have no idea.
Do you think she was possessed?
No, I don't.
Because a part of me, I don't know if there's a difference between being possessed and maybe hearing things. I think she was definitely hearing things because you can hear like noises coming out of the walls. And even after she had killed him, there was still like a whisper that came out of the wall, and then a few cockroaches. And I was like, okay.
Oh, because they called the Tutsi, I think that's what they're called, cockroaches. That's what I thought it was in reference to. How I just thought that's what happened. That's an interesting thing, though. I need to go back and rewatch this episode because I didn't hear.
There was a lot.
I didn't hear the voices.
Yeah, there was a lot. I felt bad for his name was Lando, the comedian who
I feel bad for him too.
Ends up murdering, because he says it wasn't him. To me, it sounded exactly like him, though.
Oh, it sounded. I bet it was like it. Would the actor for sure said those things?
No, yeah, I feel like he for sure admits it when he says that wasn't me. It was just me trying to be funny. It was just me being a comedian. So I feel like it was him making excuses for the things he said.
Because she felt like that caused
the massacre,
the genocide in Rwanda.
Is that what it was, Rwanda?
Yeah, it was in 1994, and it was like they were killed. So people really killed them.
2 million.
Yeah. I watched the movie Hotel Rwanda, and it scared me.
Is it based on that?
Yeah. It's a really good movie.
That. Yeah, I need to look into that. She lived it. So she obviously feels very strongly about everything that happened. And I think maybe a mixture of a lot of hate.
Yeah, there was a lot of hate and pain there. Even just from her talking about her sister. I felt for her in a little bit when she was talking about her sister.
So do you think it's justified, maybe?
No, I don't. I think she's crazy, but I understand why she did it. You know what I mean?
No, you're crazy. I think you're crazy.
Why am I crazy?
I'm kidding. I don't think it's justified, and even
it's not.
No, at all. But even killing him, is that really getting justice?
No, because it's not going to bring anybody back.
Exactly. I wonder if there's anything you can actually charge him with.
No, she can't. He just told a joke that hurts you. Everybody is hurt by a joke. Everybody thinks something's funny when it's not towards them.
It's she would be offended by Dave Chappelle. He says some off-the-wall things that are just very inappropriate. But that's comedy. I feel like that's part of life. You should be able to laugh at really inappropriate things.
You should. The right time and place.
Yeah, I mean, let some time go by.
Yeah.
We can laugh at it. In Dave Chappelle, he was making jokes about R. Kelly. They're very topical for the time, but they're still funny.
And this happened 25 years ago.
Yeah.
So for her to hold on to this hate for 25 years,
she's therapy.
So much therapy. I thought she was going to kill that dog. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
I was so scared for that dog.
I'm surprised that lady, that bystander, left alive.
Yeah.
What I thought was even crazier was the fact that she called in the murder, and then she turns herself in. She gives her name, says that's the person who did it. Wouldn't you want to get away with it? Was that really worth your whole life?
I don't think she cares. She just wanted that moment, and she's satisfied with it. That's honestly, I think that's how psychopaths think.
Jesus.
Have you ever watched an interview with a psychopath? It's I don't.
Ted Bundy?
They don't regret it.
Yeah, I mean, now I see that. That's crazy, though. It's insane to watch. In this episode, we also have Laura. We see that the doctor calls and says her heart valve isn't healing like we expected. Andy is freaking out.
As he should be.
Yeah, I mean, serious. It's life or death. We know that she is not expected to have a long life expectancy. So I think him freaking out was definitely the right emotion to have at the time. He drags the whole family. He can't get a hold of Kristen.
Yeah.
Did it kind of throw you off guard when you saw him chanting those weird things? I'm not gonna say they're weird because they may be normal practice for some people.
I have no idea. I don't practice in Buddhism, so I don't know. But I was surprised to see him doing anything because he doesn't seem like a spiritual person.
Not even that, but you've been gone for months.
When did you have time to learn this?
Yes. Who taught it to you?
On the mountain?
Who do you have on the side teaching you these weird, not weird, I don't want to say that.
It's not weird.
These chants.
It's different for us.
Yes. I mean, is it Buddhist though? Is it?
That's what he said it was. He said he studied Buddhism.
And I was interested. I was it was interesting to know that that's not actually religion, it's a practice. What he said. I'm taking his word for it.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it, so I'm gonna listen to him.
Yeah, I thought it was crazy. It just really took me by surprise that he had learned a whole new practice while he was up there, and clearly he really believes it, and the kids.
He had tools.
Yeah, and the kids caught on to it.
So those little girls, honestly,
Mischievous.
They need to start asking what they're saying beforehand, because they chant a lot. I need them to start asking questions.
Like that one video?
Yeah, like your mom is in like law enforcement or whatever the heck she does. You need to start being like her and start asking questions and being aware of your surroundings. Because they stress me out.
Like them even chanting that, and when Kristen heard it, she was like, "What? What are they saying?"
Yeah,
and I don't even think, did they hear him say these things?
Yeah, what was it a chant to say sacrifice myself for?
Yes,
that's what I was so like. Why do you have your daughter saying this?
So the chant,
are they all gonna die?
The chant means giving and taking. It's an exchange.
Yeah, I don't trust the father now. You don't have your children say that. I understand him saying it because obviously, like, if you're a parent, you would give your life for your child. Mm-hmm. But these are little girls, and that's their sister.
Yeah, that's true. And even, let's say, when Kristen mentioned the chant, he should have maybe been caught off guard or been startled a little bit, because the chant itself, a give and take, it's meant for an exchange. That seems like a powerful message depending on what you're giving and exchanging. Yeah. So the fact that he wasn't more startled also kind of concerns me now. Who is he working with?
Yeah, like, why do you have your little daughters saying this in the hospital?
And why do you want Kristen to go rock climbing so bad?
Yeah.
Oh my God, so many things that I feel like now are coming together for me. Because now he's like, oh, you can go and I can stay.
He doesn't even care if she's with David.
I don't think he cares she's with Ben, because he called Ben and he's like, oh, I don't care. Like, I don't care if you're with her. I just need to talk to her. And I was like, what do you mean you don't care if you're with her?
Like,
so yeah, now he's kind of catching me off guard. I don't know if I like this anymore.
I don't like. And where's the mom?
Cheryl's gone. Leland. Maybe we'll see her next episode.
Leland took her out.
But it was nice to see that the doctor came out and gave them the news that her heart valve miraculously healed, which you don't see happen often. But of course, the body.
I wonder what is going to be sacrificed for that.
Him. He said, well, then Kristen asked him, what did you exchange? He said, Laura to be healed in exchange for his life.
What if one of the daughters or the sisters gets, because they were all saying it.
And then Leland did make a point that something about 3 daughters only, and she has 4. I don't know. This show stresses me out.
Yo, I feel like I'm so stupid. I feel like it's right in front of me and I'm not getting it.
I'm really hoping that within the next episode, all the pieces come together.
If it doesn't, I'm gonna cry.
Well, we have to stay tuned for season 2.
Yeah.
Has it been announced yet? Do we know?
Yeah, I think they did get picked up.
Okay, well, that's amazing, because we can't be left like this. Before we move on to our next topic, do you want to give our viewers a very special announcement?
Yes. Thank you guys for making us the ESPN of after the ESPN. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, it's a long night. Thank you guys for making us the ESPN of TV Talk.
Yes.
If you're watching us on YouTube right now, please subscribe and like. And if you're listening to us on iTunes, please subscribe.
And 5 stars. Feel free to leave us any comments. We love hearing what you have to say. You guys give the best input. And there's so many aspects to the show. So like we said, feel free to comment down below. Another really interesting thing that I loved about this episode was learning more about Leland.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
It's a little weird.
So his real name is Jake Perry, and he's an insurance adjuster.
Who would have thought?
I know.
And he was married like 2 times.
Yeah. And he played the tuba in high school. He was a part of the marching band. He was called Jake the Flake. Kristen she's like taunting the hell out of him, saying, your first wife really wanted to have children, but did you have trouble getting it up? And your second wife only married you for money. And she basically accuses him of using Satanism as his way of like scaring her.
Yeah.
Which now I can see.
He's really weird when it comes to that. Like, I think, like, but obviously seeing the end of the episode, we obviously know like what he's doing. But I just don't understand him. Like, you know when people talk a big game, but you have no idea like what they're talking about? Mm-hmm. That's him.
Like, yeah, like what are you still talking about?
Yeah, like what's happening that I don't get?
Or what have you, like, till this moment, what has he really done to affect Kristen?
Well, he slept with her mom.
That's not that offensive.
He's that's a yo. If I don't like you and you sleep with my mom, I'm gonna be angry.
Oh my god, I didn't think about that. You're right.
He gave them like a. Didn't he give them? No, the grandma gave them a game.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly,
I think the grandma's just part of his ultimate plan to take her down. Clearly, he wants to take her down. He threatens her and says, "I'm gonna kill all your kids. I'm gonna kill your husband. I'm gonna leave you alive." So you're left to suffer through that all. Yeah. And she does not care.
She's like, you know what? David's still here. I'm good.
She literally told him, get a life.
Yeah. He needs one.
I agree. If you threaten me with all of that, the last thing I would be telling you to do is
get a life.
I would be.
Oh my gosh.
I might cry.
I would have lost my mind.
Yeah.
I would have
or at least
kicked him.
Yeah.
In wherever the heck, the court.
I agree.
That's not okay.
What I think is, I wonder what he's hiding though, because why do you have a whole separate identity?
Maybe he hated himself that much. You know, it's like starting anew.
Yeah. Well,
so
I can see that.
There's nothing wrong with Jake. I think Leland is a weird name, and he's weird, so it fits him
Jake
perfectly.
Perry is better than Leland Townsend.
But, like, he's weird. That's a weird name. He's better. He looks more like a Leland than a Jake.
Good point.
No offense to all, like, the Lelands in the world. I'm sorry if I offended you.
There's nothing wrong with you. Yeah, I thought it was crazy, and I think she really got to him with all that extra
his
information.
Face dropped.
And then he goes at the end of the episode. The creepiest part of this whole thing was the end of the episode. He looks like he's talking to a therapist. And, you know, you can tell that Kristen got in his head. The camera switches over. We get a shot of his therapist. And it's, what did that monster look like?
Like a devil mixed with, like, a ram.
Yeah, it was weird.
Because it was hairy.
So then it's like, is that real?
It looked... I want to know where's that thing going in the build? Like, how did it get in the building? Like,
if it is real, how are you moving around the world and no one can tell that you're like...
Because he's taking notes. I want to know.
Yeah, he was...
How'd you find him? I'm so curious. Because, so Leland is talking, like, he has an upper, or there's a higher power. Mm-hmm. That's not him. Mm-hmm. I'm so curious. So... Leland basically has no spine because he's not even doing what he wants to do.
We thought he was a mastermind.
Yeah, he's clearly not. So he is Jake the Flake, I guess, because he can't do anything.
And then even when they were in that room, the monster creature, whatever you want to call him, was like there's a bigger point to all of this that hasn't happened yet. Yeah. So like relax.
What if he tries to sacrifice Leland in all of this?
Ooh, that would be the ultimate plot twist.
He clearly hates a woman. Like, I think, like, women, like, he was belittled in high school by girls, which life. He married somebody. He had issues, man issues. He got married again. I'm surprised he has all these wives. I don't understand the appeal to him. Like, how did you get? He's money. I didn't know he had money.
Yeah.
Because where's all the money?
From being an insurance adjuster. Hey, maybe insurance really gives you a lot of bread.
It does.
Okay, there you are. And then he became a psychologist for the courts after that. So, I mean, I can see why he has money. The last thing I want to touch on is the court case that is happening throughout this whole episode. Yeah. I don't get how all of a sudden Dwight, who was a part of one of the previous episodes...
He was in the first episode.
Yes. He is now being held accountable for the murders that Lou Rowe did. No, Lou Rowe is the other one.
Yes.
Dwight, okay, so how Lou Rowe is being held accountable for Dwight's murders. Who is the bad guy? Who is the real bad guy?
They're all bad. I don't know. I'm so like, I don't understand what's happening. I don't like how, like, Kristen is being tried for being kind of an a-hole to him. Interrogation. I thought all of them were just mean when, like, they do that stuff. I didn't know that could be an argument in court. You know what I mean?
I know. When I saw that, I was like, damn, I need to start being careful what I tell people. you know how you like jokingly threaten someone, like that can really be held you can be held accountable in the court of law.
They can sue you.
I know, that's crazy. Like imagine like I jokingly make a threat to you, something happens to you when you leave here, and then I get questioned.
You're gonna be the first
and I'm going to jail.
Yeah,
that's not right. I don't like it.
That's not right. Don't threaten people.
You know what? I don't, but I'm for sure not going to after this episode.
I'm for sure, like, I just don't. I'm happy I know this now.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes you just talk out of, like...
You talk out of your mouth. You don't
ASS, you know? Like, you don't mean some of the things you say, but, like, you never know what can happen.
Yeah, you're just feeling yourself in the moment.
Yeah, you're like, I feel a little bad right now.
Yeah, let me make something up.
But I think sucks in this whole court case was, one, Kristen's painted as a bad guy, which she isn't. And I think two bad people, one's being set free, and the other one's going to jail. But even the wife of Dwight was like, don't let him go. Like, he's gonna murder me. That's
abusive, right? So, like, was he abusing her?
He had to be, because she's afraid of him.
Because I feel like this happens a lot with people. They're scared to leave because they could come back. I'm curious. Now I'm just curious about him. Like, I want to know more about him, like, his relationship with his wife.
Well, I think we might see him again next episode, because now that he's being let out of jail, there has to be more to his storyline.
He's so creepy.
But he's also a little handsome. Is that weird?
Oh, my gosh.
Well, we'll have to wait and see till next week.
He is kind of handsome.
He is. There you are.
A crazy man.
Just for a normal man.
Okay.
We have to wait till next week. Let's jump into some news and gossip.
Yes.
What do you have for us, Hailey?
So apparently, like, Leland is making strides in TV. He's just not some creepy guy that we see every Thursday. There was an article, if I could. So IndieWire wrote about him and how he's deepened the show's unsettling mysteries. Without him, the show wouldn't be the show.
Like, no, his acting is incredible.
I would scared if I saw him in the street. I'd be scared of him.
Oh yeah, me too.
I'd cross it out the street.
If we were walking down the street and he was walking right behind me, someone was going down, it was a little dark, I'd be terrified.
No.
Yeah, he's creepy.
He's such a good actor, honestly.
He is. I love him.
I just want to thank him.
Thank you for making this show so amazing. All right, well, thank you so much. Let's get into some demonic news. So the case I have for today is from 1949. The name is Roland Doe. His name was actually changed to protect his privacy, and it's a 13-year-old boy who was mourning the loss of a beloved aunt when he began seeing and hearing strange things. As the possession worsened, Roland began demonstrating violent superhuman strength. His parents took him to St. Louis in 1949 for a week-long exorcism known as the St. Louis Exorcism. And this is actually the story that The Exorcist is based upon.
Oh, cool.
So, and then it says that he screamed, cursed, and attacked his exorcist until a miracle happened. And he finally left his trance-like state. And he simply stated, he's gone. And exorcism over.
Oh, that's creepy.
Isn't that weird?
Can you imagine your parents doing that to you?
No, that's insane. It's crazy to think that, like, let's say he's mourning his aunt and this all happened during that time. I think, like, there really is, like, life after death.
Yeah.
And if you don't handle things properly, like, things can't come after you. Yeah,
it's so weird to think of it because this happened such a long time ago, and I think we have the mindset of, oh, it happened back then. But can you imagine hearing the story, Nick, now?
Oh, yeah. I think if you give too much light or thought to darkness, like, what do you expect to happen?
I can't imagine, like, hearing about, like, parents sending their kid off to get, like, an exorcism.
But I mean, from previous demonic news, like, things have happened.
I know,
not that long ago.
I don't like believing it's, like, real. I like to think it's fake.
Well, since it's never happened to us, it has to be fake.
Yeah, I'm trying to live in a fake world right now.
I know, I agree. I wouldn't even know how to react. It still just gives me the creeps.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think is going to happen next week? What do you think the season finale is going to consist of?
Too. Oh, my gosh. So, a daughter's going to die. If a daughter doesn't, I don't want this to happen in America, okay? I don't want any little girls to die. But one of the daughters So one of the daughters has got to go. The dad is not it. I don't like him. He needs to go too. What happened? My best friend Renee. She's gonna come back.
I love Renee.
Ben's sister has to come. Like, where is homegirl with this baby?
There are so many loose ends in this whole season that I can't even tell you where this is going. I do think someone has to die. Someone has to. I think we're going to see more of Leland's plan to hurt Kristen, whether it's directly or indirectly through someone she loves. And I think we make it a large piece to the puzzle of all of David's visions that have been happening throughout the season. And I'm hoping for an answer from Rose 390.
Yeah, what if David and Kristen sleep together?
Now, out of all times. I mean, that would have been great a few episodes ago, but I mean, I guess it's never too late.
Like, let's just do it.
I know, we'll have to wait and
My
see. I feel
dead.
like this is one of those season finales where anything can happen.
Yeah. I really just want to see like the sister again, because I've been holding on to this for episodes, just waiting, and they've never brought her back up.
That's true, but that's the case with a lot of things. If you really look back and think about all 12, next week 13 episodes, there's so many things that we don't know the answers to.
Or the like men group, the like white supremacist group, you know what I'm talking about, with Leland?
Yes.
What happened to them?
We'll have to wait and see, I guess.
This is an army.
That was my number one like prediction this whole time, but who knows? You never know. Everyone on this show is a little nuts. But until next week, where can everybody find you, Hailey?
Hey guys, you can find me everywhere at Hailey Matthews.
And you can find me on Instagram at Karla Contreras and Twitter at Karla_C. See you all next week.
Bye.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principal.